Hello everybody and welcome back to Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. I'm Kuro Khan and thank you for joining me, and I bet I'm gonna wake up late. Oh my god, I woke up so late! Oh boy, I did that to myself though. Looks like I'm not going excavating today. Whoops. Ah! I got a little dizzy there. Oh man, I screwed up so bad, didn't I? Yep. I botched that right up, didn't I? My own fault. Again, it was just me jabbering for like an extra 4 minutes. Okay, don't give me any trouble today. Cause gonna cause trouble. I know it is. Cow always causes trouble. Yep. See, there it goes. It's doing the thing. Stop doing your stupid little animation. Just make yourself useful. Shut up. Where is it? There it is. God, didn't I just feed you yesterday? Well, I know I feed them every day, but still. You sure you're not a pig? Because you eat like a pig. Stupid cow. Oh boy. So sorry about going on that rant. What was it I was talking about? Oh yeah, people defending bad ports. Or attacking good ports, even. Also, I want to say this here and now. If you enjoyed playing the game, that's fine. I mean, as bad of a port as it was, I enjoyed Skyrim on the PS3. Before I got the PC version. But, it's not a good port. It controls Dude, how much do you freaking eat? It feels clunky in every sense of the word. It looks pretty awful. It has so many glitches and freezes up constantly, all that kind of stuff. That's not to say the PC version doesn't have derp of its own. It loves to be pretty crash-happy at random. But, it's just funny because people will say, well, the console version is better. It's like, come on, man. Even if you exclusively play console games, sometimes the PC version is just better. And to the people screaming, PC Master Race, no, none of that. Shame on you. If your base game is completely friggin' broken compared to the console version, no amount of mods are going to fix that. I'm pretty sure games like Arkham Knight have proven that. And it gets old. Well, you can mod it. Well, so what? You can mod the PC version of Resident Evil 4. I'm pretty sure almost everybody looks at that and says, it's not as good as the console versions. Hell, Saints Row. Well, Saints Row 2. I haven't played the PC version of Saints Row 2, to be honest. But I know it's a complete and utter mess. I heard GTA 4 was a piece of crap originally. On PC, I mean. Sometimes your port is just bad, and no modding will save that. And keep in mind, I've probably played the PC version of Resident Evil 4 couldn't think of it. I've probably played the PC version of Resident Evil 4 more times than, well, any other version. I still have the GameCube version sitting on my pile of games over there. But, you know, I understand why people think it's a bad port. I actually don't think it's as bad as people say, but, you know, I think the GameCube version is still the best. Mostly because it never felt like I was flip-flopping through multiple versions, and, you know, every version since the GameCube version has been a port of the PS2 version. I know people say stuff like, well, the Wii version has the graphics and the gameplay. No, it doesn't. It still has the pre-rendered cutscenes. I know the HD version of the PC re-release, whatever you want to call it. Well, I know it uses the in-game graphics. But it doesn't use them the same way the GCN version does, from what I can tell. Because the GCN version, you know, it would reflect what costumes you had equipped, that kind of thing. It's not, like, by no means mind-blowing. But, as far as I know, the HD re-releases, they use the in-game graphics, but it always uses the base costumes. Maybe I'm wrong on that. If I am, feel free to correct me. However, I've also heard the game is just, you know, god-awful when it comes to the controls, and it constantly has frame rate dips and everything. Which, okay, that's not game-breaking, but it's like, really? You guys couldn't be bothered to do better? I think that's like my biggest gripe with a lot of PC ports. Is like, that's it? You made it run at a higher resolution, you couldn't fix the issues, you couldn't bring it up to snuff. Another one is Disgaea, because I guess that got a PC port finally, and it was a total mess. Constantly crashes and everything, and it's like, the game came out in what, 2001? On the PS2. It's, you know, it's a game that's been released and re-released at least twice. I know the DS got a port of it, and then the PSP had a port. And you can't bring a game that, you know, has virtually no hardware requirements. You know, you can't make it crash. Well, okay, no game's gonna be crash-free, but you can't make it so the crashing is relatively low level. That's a poor way of putting it. Fewer crashes in general, you know. I've heard it has slowdown and everything. It's like, how does that happen with a game from 2001? Another example is Final Fantasy Tactics on the PSP. Now, don't get me wrong. In virtually every way possible, it's superior to the original PS1 version. It's got a much better translation. It's got more content. And, well, it's just a pretty well done port. Except it's got that crippling slowdown. And how the hell does that happen? It's a game from the PS1! On the PSP! The PSP is more powerful than the PS1! It's one of those things that just left me mind-boggled. Then you look at a port like Persona 3 Portable. Yeah, it's not as pretty, and they downgraded the graphics and the presentation. But that's the only thing that was cut from the PSP version. All the content is still there. It's done differently, but it's still all there. The whole game is, you know, there. All you lose is the graphics and some of the presentation. That's not a huge loss. You gain so much more in comparison, so it's like, yeah, I'll say it. Persona 3 Portable is superior to its PS2 counterpart. I know some people are saying, well, it doesn't have the answer. Nobody cares. The answer sucks. You know it, I know it, even Igus knows it. There was something I was going to do today. What was it? I don't remember. But, you know, P3P, yeah, I'll say it's the definitive edition. What it lacks in presentation, it makes up for in, you know, content quality. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And people will always use the most half-assed excuses. Well, it looks better. It has better presentation. It's like, those are nice things. But the gameplay is worse. And, you know, the story is still there in all of its entirety. It's just one of those things that, well, again, except for the answer, but it's one of those things that just boggles my mind. You'd rather have it look prettier and have better presentation than to fix pretty much every issue the original had? Why? The biggest complaint that I've seen people have with the original was the party member AI. And, you know, they immediately fixed that when Persona 4 came out. With good reason. It's a pretty glaring oversight. Well, maybe not an oversight. I know why they did it, but they did it so badly. And people are like, well, if you use the tactics, you can fix that. But that's not entirely true. You either have to put Mitsuru on full assault or conserve SP to keep her from trying to spam crap, I can't think of it. Tentarofo or Marin Karin. And it's just like, why would you want that additional trouble? I like the idea of having AI partners that think individually and everything, but not when it comes at the cost of me being able to play the game effectively. And yes, I have played P3 Fest, or Festival, whatever you want to call it, FES. I think it's a perfectly fine game, and I'm glad they made it, because them making the original game and the director's cut meant that Persona 3 Portable eventually got made. That makes me happy. Again, I love Persona 3 Portable. But those flaws are really obnoxious. And it makes certain characters pretty much useless. Wow, only 2? Way to shortchange me. You gotta stay dirty, because now I'm grumpy. But basically, it's like, I get it. You missed the presentation. And to be fair, Persona 3 Festival's presentation is superb. It's a step above even its sequel by a huge margin. Although the anime cutscenes, they suck. They suck so much. And people are like, well, if the awakening scene is cool. No, it's not. It's boring. You know, there's the part where it shows inside the control room, and it's supposed to be all tense-filled and serious. You know, they found out where Makoto and Yukari are, and go to help them, but they really don't. They just kind of stand there and go, "Did you see that? Yeah, we're just gonna stand here." And it's so slipshod. Of course, by the time Persona 4 rolls around, you get a much better set of anime cutscenes that are better looking, that are more fluidly animated, and they're interesting. You know, the awakening scene in Persona 4 isn't as stylish, but it looks better. You know, it doesn't have the cool idea behind it like Persona 3's does. But it's not just people standing there staring with very, very off-model character artwork. And that's one of the things I find funny. People like, well, The Awakening was done so poorly in the PSP version. Was it? I mean, first time I saw it, I thought, whoa, that was pretty cool. And yeah, Thanatos doesn't rip his way out of Orpheus like he does in the PS2 version. But it's still pretty cool. In fact, I honestly do prefer it. It's faster paced, it's more energetic, and you know, the reactions and everything are more than people just standing there and staring, despite it being in a visual novel. Maybe I'm just cranky, I don't know. But, you know, I've seen good and bad presentations, and Persona 3's presentation is good. But you lose nothing from them dropping the anime cutscenes, and you lose even less. Well, okay, that's not true. You don't lose less from the presentation, but the visual novel approach was a good way to fit it onto the PSP. And frankly, Makoto sucks. He's boring. He's a boring protagonist. It took the movie to make him interesting. The female protagonist, Femsi, whatever you want to call her, Kotone, I like her. She's a cool protagonist. She's got more of a personality, more personality traits, more options, more responses. It's not just stand there and look emo. And on top of that, she has better social links. Again, a lot of this I know comes from post-Persona 4. Well, even just post-Persona 3, because Persona 4 was a huge improvement when it came to the social links and protagonist. But, you know, then we got Persona 3 Portable, and it's pretty much a combination of the best elements. Then there's a few things that could have been done better, but, you know, it's a good port. As a general rule, I'd say play the PSP version and then play the PS2 version. A lot of people say, no, you need to do it the other way. But I don't see it. I mean, the PSP version, for the sacrifices it made, they're not that serious. And people are like, well, the atmosphere is everything. It loses the atmosphere. It doesn't. It has the same exact atmosphere. In fact, because you're told what you're looking at instead of being shown it, sometimes your imagination makes it that much more serious. Kurokan, I have to talk to you about shipping some things. No, bad dog! Oh, Kurokan, I was so scared. The dog just started barking at me. Good dog. What do you mean he's just defending his territory? How does he know what's his? Ew, he marks it? Classy! Even, Leonard Nimoy's like, this is what I've devolved into. I'm sorry about the Nimoy jokes, and I mean no disrespect to man who's passed away. He just reminds me of Leonard Nimoy. I'm sorry for interrupting you. He looked kind of mad. Yeah, he's always like that. How scary. Are you hurt? I'm fine. I love animals, believe it or not. I also love farms. I have to keep going now, but maybe you could show me around next time? Really? That's nice of you. That was a dorky cutscene. Usually I get it earlier in the game. Bye-bye! Get off my lawn! Anyway, as I was saying, you don't really lose the atmosphere in P3P just because it doesn't look as presentable. Like I said, they describe the scene rather than showing it, and sometimes that's more effective. That's not to say you should tell instead of showing, but in the case of a visual novel, you're described what you're saying, and sometimes your mind can make up more disturbing things. Now, that's not to say that they shouldn't attempt to make something more extravagant, but I'm just putting it out there. Also, if you're wondering why I went in there to trigger a cutscene that I just realized I might not be able to even get yet, so that's kind of derpy of me. But anyway, like I was saying, again, I really do suggest the PSP version. if for no other reason than the ability to directly command your teammates. Having them restricted to not so intelligent AI partners can be really frustrating. And you still have the option of letting the AI handle things. I think you've got less options, but they act more intelligent overall. It's pretty much the same settings they had in not the second game, in Persona 4. Yes, remember, the series started with Persona 3. Also, did I just rant for 20 plus minutes about Persona 3? That's my shortest Persona 3 rant ever. No, I don't want to check the stupid turnips. I need to cook them. At least I think I know how to cook them. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is the thing I need to do. Is it salad? I think it counts as a salad. Yes. Haha! I did it! Now you gotta watch me cook. Anyway, my original point was, you can make a port of a game to less powerful equipment as long as you do it right. Persona 3 Portable is an example of how to port something correctly. You're working with like half the hardware, and damn, it turned out great. Then you have a port like Arkham Knight on the PC, and it's just like, oh my god, did you guys even try? Actually, I know a lot of it was because it was rushed, but you know, then they took extra time to try fixing it, and surprise, surprise, they still didn't do a very good job. I know some people claim, well, it's fixed now, but it seems like the general consensus is, no, it's really not. It's still a mess. I really do hope that someday they get it right. I'd like to see an era where, when they have multi-platform games, that are reasonably good, and I still didn't unlock the thing I need. But, yeah, basically, I think you guys get the point. If not, I'm done explaining it because I took too much time. And why did I come out here? I guess I could play with the dog, but screw that, it's too late for that. My character requires sleep, else he'll oversleep again. That would be embarrassing. So with that, I'm ending the episode here. Thank you guys so much for... Well, you know what, that's fine, I don't need to go to sleep, since I'm gonna end the recording session here. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for the next one. Did I save in the right spot? Okay, I did. Bye!